Hello there, and welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are once again continuing our Fall of the Republic 1.5 preview playthrough as the Galactic Hutts. Not to be confused with the local Hutts, they're very different. But we have two missions we need to do, or we can consider doing. We have our Dorbula all active in the galaxy, and we did manage to secure all of the major shipyards in this end of the galaxy. So I think we're going to start by taking this happy little Dorbula, and we're going to go to Raxus Prime. Because we're still going to be building up the back corner between Pamant and Mon Calamari of it all. But I think we're going to want to make sure that we're secure on this side too. So, what's our economy looking like? I think our economy looks about as good as it needs to right now. But it can never be... You can never have too much money, can you? Like, that seems healthy, having unlimited money. That's good for everyone. If you can actually find someone who has unlimited money, normally you'll think, wow, what a well-adjusted individual with no negative effects on society. So that's what we're going for today. Hopefully Raxus Prime isn't super loaded with stuff, but hello, Rebel and Kiwi. Oh, there's Mirai. Hello, Mirai. Yeah, this could be bad. This could be a lot of stuff. But is that bad after everything I just said about not being able to have too much stuff? I think the answer we have to accept is that no, this is not too much stuff. I think that was a DH Omni though. There was a DH Omni there, and it looks like there's probably more things here than I care to deal with. But who am I to make that determination? You know? Like, there's got to be more in reserve, though. That's the problem. Well...
Transport ready.
Sorry, little guy.
Sure.
I think I'll come back once we have a spy. Like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with spending a little money on a spy. I just thought, hey, we're here. What's going on? We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Come on.
Right.
Come on. Come on. Good little... Okay. We're doing this duel style. Hey, no, that's not a duel. That's cheating. That's cheating. This is like when Survivor called things duels on Redemption Island, and then there were 3 people. You can't do that. Well,
we have been defeated.
No, that's sad. Okay, well, it'll be fine once we have a spy. That's all that matters. And where can I get said spy? Let's get said spy here. Let's get one spy there. I'll keep, maybe I'll get a smuggler's cantina in a bunch of these places. Kiwi is asking, is there any chance of the Hapens getting purple lasers again? I know it's not super lore accurate and purple is going to the Killix, but purple is pretty. I don't think they had purple in any of the releases, but... So it wouldn't be an again thing. But the thing is, you gotta have contrast. So their ships are purple, which is why their other stuff need not necessarily be purple. And in fact, is better off not being purple. Do I like jump these guys out somewhere? Like the Kashyyyk mission, is it? When does it go till? Ends week 6. Okay, well that's not that's not happening. Doesn't matter. We already completed our required missions. But what do we want for this? We want another Vontor, I think, which might be under construction. It's not under construction. It will be under construction. So let's actually move you over here, and that'll be our next goal there. Let's get that Vontor. Do I want to send you north? No, I kind of want to send you to Ruusan. Maybe it'll be 2 stacked. Maybe we won't want to see everything going on here. But, no, come on. Ah. Oh. Fine. Do your processing. Oh, hello. There we go. Now we don't worry about it. And Bothway, I'm gonna get another spy here. Like, there's really... I think getting a bunch of spies is the way to go. I'll also do some of the backline defense building. We're already building that up. Mon Calamari, like, none of these are quite ready yet. Yeah, they're still going. How far away is that spy? He's getting there. I'm just gonna sit here until this spy comes in. Like, I'd love to go get Mariah. Hello? Okay. I assumed things would be smaller. So that's sad. On the subject of the Hapens, will each of the new houses have their own infantry, or will some have a different house-specific garrison or ground unit? So the plan is for each of them to have a different infantry type. We've had the stats for a while, we just don't have the assets. The art-wise assets. This is a full fleet, I think. It's so many interdictors, too. Well, we haven't lost a fleet in a while, so that could be fun. 15, 16... How often have I miscounted? 20, 40, 60... 90 something, 90. Okay, you know what? I don't think this is a bad idea. I think this is actually great. Right, there's Jabba's appetizer, Stars Speak Huttese, Jewel of Gluttony, 100 credits slime wedding. Well, that's not what you want to see at all. But we do have tenders. So unending or unbending, sorry. Help me, baby, one more time. Get our command bonus. Pizza the Hutt. Raid Shadow Collective. Death Poker. Free us from the Devon Tester mines. Let's get some of the other anti-fighter in. Then there's Gangster's Paradise. Consular. I hardly know her. And I guess we have room for everything. Okay, so I was making these decisions and I didn't need to. There were no decisions to be made. But there are some house-related units in space and potentially on ground. But most of that goes to other unlockables. The hope/goal was that we'd have
gunboat here, sir. Advancing, standing by.
We'd have their infantry, or their houses all provide different infantry. Especially because there will be exclusivity in how far you can go down each house's path. Zim's asking, did you read any Legends Old Republic books you'd recommend? That's a bigger blind spot for me. I'm not super familiar with the actual labeled Old Republic books. I've read like the Bane trilogy and stuff, which I enjoy, but I like it less than a lot of people do. Like when we did the Bane books on TapCaf, Eck and I think we put them kind of middle of the road. Even though there are some people that like talk about them as if they're the greatest, among the greatest of the Star Wars books. I don't hold them that high. I don't think they're that great. I think they're fine. I think they're fine. And there's nothing that can offend people more on the internet than thinking something that they love is fine. Where's our... Okay, our tenders are all tendon. So we'll have to accept that. Okay, can you just super missile that? Can you super missile this? Let's try to get those, and then these fighters need to stay on their bombers. So we're actually making good progress on that. Alright, we have so many Karagas that I need to keep that going. Alright, there's all of our fighters have won, and their fighters have not. Oh, well, look at that. They have more stuff coming in. I think it's better since we have the tenders. We have the command bonuses as well, and like the missiles really do help in the short term at least, or in the initials going. Okay, let's try to take out their missiles. But we have a good amount of or point defense, not anti-fighter. Similar idea, but not what I was actually referring to.
Weapons online. Our target priority is the laser cannon.
Okay, we're gonna lose a Karaga there, but I don't know if they have anything else to bring in. Let's try to take that fighter bay out. Let's make sure their bombers don't get to keep going. Alright, I'm gonna try to move up
Battleship standing by.
parts of the fleet that are
Our target.
more intact.
I can't hold on. I got it.
Are we free to attack?
Okay, there's fighters. Yeah, I guess we're doing all right on this. Actually, if that Karega can live, that'd be great. Based on your guys' progress this point to this point, do you think the EOTH or Hapes Consortium playthrough will likely come first? Empire of the Hand for sure. So with the Hapens, we've basically made the decision to push forward as much as possible with the ground, like the ground units in particular. But a lot of the other elements will be just kind of, we'll get done when we get done, and the Empire of the Hand is kind of the barometer by which we'll decide a potential release. And then the Hapens will be the next barometer. Because with them, they're already more established. Like, the stuff that they have is largely not being replaced. It's just being expanded on. So whatever shape the Hapens are in works. Like, we're doing some other changes to them, but like they're gonna release, like they're gonna be in a fine position regardless. Whereas the Empire of the Hand is getting like more fundamentally reworked. And rather than have a longer period without a release, we'll just
Weapons online.
try to go a shorter period without release. All right, that could have gone way worse,
Reporting.
but it didn't because I'm great. I think that's the takeaway from this.
Orders.
We have interdiction, so they can't actually leave, but I do need to try to hunt down those guys.
Battleship standing by.
But yeah, because we have Fall of the Republic coming out in a week from this recording, just under, like the end of this week. So with the Hapens, we'll have like a bunch of their new ground units. They might start getting some of the other space units. There's some redone space units, some alterations to how some of their space stats work. So there'll still be plenty of new stuff with the Hapens, but like we don't need to do the full rework of all the house stuff with all the prestige and in-house ships
I copy.
to get 0.5 out.
I copy.
Form up.
All right. Partially just because it's a lot of extra textures to do, so between the textures and the scripting, like that'll end up being the kind of the stop or the hold up point for us. All right. I can't really say if that'd be the next campaign after the Empire of the Hand. It kind of depends on how long the Empire of the Hand campaign takes to start, and then what state everything is in afterwards. Because I don't want to do the Hapen one or the Empire of the Hand one until like their content is largely like fully ready. So maybe there'd be a Hapen one after the Maldrude campaign as the next to the supporter exclusive ones, and then I can do like a fully public one afterwards. But it kind of depends because like with those ones there's a bit more freedom to just do whatever. Hey, Black Wolf. We lost to Juvard, but we didn't lose anything else, and that really could have gone. That could have gone much worse. So, yay. Where are our other ground forces, though? Oh, this is a full... Oh, crap. No, that's
Construction
bad.
complete.
All right, let's see what's over there. Well, time to split some stuff up. I don't know where everything was at first, but I'm gonna... There's Double Vontor. Okay, let's see. How is this? How's this look? That's 186. This is now 211. We can put a little bit more in. Let's maybe say a Sajin? Or let's do this whole stack of Light Minstrels. Then I can get more Light Minstrels for the other one. Because I could see a Republic playthrough coming into a YouTube near you guys sooner than later. Let's bring this down. I really do need another ground force. Ground force 1. So let's start making those. I'm gonna just stack this with WLOs. And I guess I can cancel that so I can get a vet. How many are here? This is a... Okay, that's a full stack of infantry.
Construction complete.
I'm gonna start putting that fleet, or that force together.
Checking sector.
And I think we're going to go after this. There's no hypervelocity gun. It's a level 4 station. Because that is 254, and then this is 119. I actually thought this was a bigger fleet than that. Okay. 202. I'm going to send the Dorbula for this. We have a lot of anti-fighter, which I don't actually know if that really matters here. Yeah. Point defense against the Providences is actually really good. Plus there's some stuff. We got stuff. Stuff is good. I'll probably move these away. We'll let Nelvaan continue to defend on ground.
There they are.
Yeah, there's so many factions. It's hard to get them all covered at once. And eventually we'll need to get the Revenge ones back in the mix once we're doing more RR.
We're heading out.
Rest and relaxation.
You got it.
Okay, I'm gonna just surround you with
I'll see what I can do.
hopefully point defense that will be effective, but the Z layer is a bit too big a difference.
We're heading out.
One of the things I really do want to do, which may end up just being an Imperial Reign thing, is letting the Corvettes be moved to a different Z layer to reposition them for point defense. We got Starhammer, Slug Warlord, Star of Celebration, Salacious Beast Scrumptious, Dogberry, Caranthir's Commerce Caravan, and Envoy of Greed. Alright, let's get those missiles onto this guy. I don't need to overly force against the Providences, because the point defense there is kind of going to do part of the job, is the idea. But I should maybe move you back. Or, you know what, I'll just, if you don't want to move back, I won't have to. I won't force you. Who am I to tell you what to do, ships? You got your own lives.
Where do you want us? Form up.
Rendezvous at Mark 6.1.
I think going for the DH Homni is a good move.
I got it.
Maybe controversially. Okay, well that guy's... You're going somewhere, Starhammer, I'm sorry. You're going to the stars.
Direct fire.
Awaiting orders. Should we go around for the band?
Okay, I'm gonna just try to get you to finish those off, and then
Enemy target.
we'll keep going this way. How's this Vontor?
Strong resistance.
Getting torn apart. I need help here. Frigate
Yeah, we have, like, the point defense is actually doing quite a bit. Their fighters and bombers are in here, but we have a good amount of point defense back here. The DH Omni is down H Omni. I should probably bring my fighters and bombers back this way. I'm not really relying on the fighters and bombers as our main micro damage.
Must be destroyed.
So,
Making another pass.
there we go. Okay, we're doing all right.
Attack.
Do you think 0.6 will have the Chiss or Corellians, are probably going to be longer before there's a new faction? It's really hard to say. Like, it kind of depends where, like, I do want to make sure the Haven stuff happens sooner than later, so if it's not going to be a main focus of 0.5, then it'd probably be a 0.6 thing. But it also, like, it kind of depends on how we do Revenge stuff. But, like, with 0.5, even though there wasn't technically a new faction, we had the Empire of the Hand being largely remade, and we had the Sith, the Republic, and the Mandalorians as entirely new factions. So, like, that was already a lot. So with 0.6, we should hopefully be able to get, like, an actual new faction into TR. Oop, that's a lot of these little guys can maybe go over here. We might lose Envoy of Greed, but I don't know.
Draw their fire.
Okay, I'm gonna try to move our Dorbula up a bit more.
I've got him on my scopes.
Yeah, we're probably losing Envoy of Greed. But yeah, like, the Corellians are kind of like the Hutts. Like, the Krellians and Chiss have both had a bunch of assets being made in the background for like years now. And the Krellians in particular will probably be relatively simple to actually start off with.
I've got him disabled.
God, this is really taking a lot.
Copy that.
We might be in trouble, and I can't retreat because there's those mines back there. So it's not been worth trying.
Disable their launch bay.
I mean,
Disable those ion cannons.
there are a lot of fighters and bombers. That's kind of the thing.
Target the engines.
I didn't have enough
I've got it.
minstrels.
Open fire.
Really, if I'd kept the fighters and bombers back, maybe that might have
Laser cannons.
been better.
Lasers are gone.
They're on me.
Where are we going?
Destroy the ion cannons.
Bombers standing.
Let's see how our fighters and bombers do clearing that out.
Navigation
They're
systems
on me.
operable. The
I'll just
lasers
keep
are target.
plowing away on these guys.
Should we go around for another pass?
Enemy target
Get
sighted.
that other dreadnought gone.
Our target priority is the laser cannons. Target the
Go
engines.
away.
Engines down. Engaging enemy.
It's mostly just the little corvettes left.
En route.
Bombers.
So here, let's try to get back to these fighters and bombers. There's still a bunch of bombers, and you guys are going too far away.
Targeting.
I will have to take out like
Forward.
any corvettes they have.
We're in attack range.
3-2, full throttle.
Firing.
Okay, I'm just gonna see what happens.
Calculating jump to light speed.
Technically loss. Zim is asking, in 3.5, is there a chance for Empire of the Hand to have an option to construct Star Destroyers, and what is going to be the new unit for Greater Maldiv? So no, we are not planning to make any extra Imperial units, or any Imperial units, buildable for the Empire of the Hand. There are already so many playable Imperial factions, and then especially with the addition of like the minor factions, like if you want to play with Star Destroyers, there are more than enough opportunities for that in the mod. We don't feel like there's a need to add more. And especially for one of the factions that is able to be different from like the same core known galaxy stuff, we just don't see any benefit in making another Imperial faction like that. And especially when like the access to like regular Star Destroyers was
Beginning
incredibly limited for the Empire of the Hand. Like they would have had a few that got brought over by like Thrawn or anyone that was filtered into the Empire of the Hand. There wouldn't be anything else though. Like we already have those represented through heroes, so there's nothing that really gets added by having more Star Destroyers in the mod. So that's not happening. The Maldrude unit is a small cruiser though. Well, this is all gonna die, so that's sad.
Form up.
What's going on? Okay, there we go.
Awaiting orders.
Got auto resolve.
defeated.
I didn't move them away fast enough. We did get a Venator, so yay. Do we have another actual fleet nearby enough to do this? Not really. I probably do need another fleet in this area, though. Let's see. Did we fail the Kilaran mission? No, 63. We still have time. So let's send them over.
Destination acknowledged.
We'll have to get our ground units up there, but we're already heading this way. Did I actually... Where did they go? I know I sent them. I don't think... Apparently they didn't make it. Okay, there they are. That's the ground forces. Let's get you up here, and we are going to have to start making, like, 2 new fleets. Let's also spy on our neighbors,
Coordinates received. Destination
just to see.
set.
And I need to keep some money, because we're going to be attacked, but I think the rest of it we can safely start spending.
Unit in production.
Let's get
Unit in production.
all of this stuff back.
Constructing unit. Constructing unit.
Alright. These ground units, I'm gonna start moving up that way. Dooku's not on the... No, he is on the planet. Sick. So that's something we can kill. They don't have any production there, so they won't be able to increase that garrison. So we're okay taking a bit of time. Alright, let's do that invasion of Ruusan. So Rook
Invasion commencing.
Rook Castle. Get it? It's probably what they named that way for. Eric Ironhand is asking, is it right to assume that the Empire of the Hand and Chiss won't use the AW versions of the new Zan weaponry, like plasma spheres and breachers? Over time, we might actually incorporate those, redoing the stats with them, but they'd largely just be like reskins of stuff. We are using the Ascendancy trilogy as a valid source for Empire or for like Chiss stuff. Other than in places where it contradicts Legends, because there's only so much known about Chiss, and if we're going to be filling some gaps, then we may as well fill gaps with what Timothy Zahn made. But like, there are places where it does contradict, like the ruling families are different. There's some like incompatible bits of lore, so we won't be using the incompatible bits. But when like making up characters or certain parts of Chiss society, there's no reason for us not to go with Zan's stuff. Because in a lot of situations, he is basically just operating under the assumption that he's writing with all the same, like his characters are his characters and such, even in situations where they don't like line up super well. But when's that ever stopped anyone? So these guys are all gonna have to go around here, because they can go on water. Ah, we can bypass it all. It'll be a bit tricky until we can actually make landfall, so I'm going to put the WLOs in there first. I need both of these VATs. Because these guys they hit hard, but I don't want them as our first line. Alright, and now you guys come up there. Okay, now get there. Do they have a planetary shield? They don't. Okay, so I'm gonna get Rook to capture that landing zone.
Yes, sir. Let's move out.
I guess I could have sent Rook over farther. Please capture this one first. I think she will. Please? There we go. I think the hero should be more than enough to get that. Even though that could be bad.
Let's go.
Alright, let's get into the base.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, if you guys can actually go up and... No, we don't want that. There is a turret there, so I gotta pull back a little bit.
Attack that target. Ready for orders.
Let's get this turret.
At the ready.
Affirmative.
Is that turbo laser attacking anything? It actually can.
Ready to receive orders. This way. Comlink active.
Okay, there, just get that. And I don't know if you guys want to just hold out for infantry? Kiwi's asking, Empire of the Hand has a heavy bomber in skirmish called the Furion, but no ship carries them, so they're unusable in campaign. Yeah, so those are an older fighter, but a lot of the Empire of the Hand fighters are being redone, so the Furion's replacement would be in all places. So, yeah. There's a lot of old stuff there that will be fully replaced. Fully redone. Oh, look at that, they're leaving. I guess they didn't have any other units here. Because a lot of the Empire of the Hand assets are some of the oldest ones in the mod. But yeah, they'll be happier after.
Tactical battle imminent.
Okay, who are you? You're Keller. I have no money. I need to get money. Al Hutta. Sorry, Vontor, you're not You're not going to live here. They don't actually have that much. I'm a bit worried about the heavy walker. But he has Rush. So I think we can hold it again. I just got to spend more money. Always got to spend more money. I can probably turn my phone notifications off. No one's coming here again.
What do you see?
Yeah, I just have to keep Maul away from
I promise a quick end.
from the ISPs.
Beginning construction.
But I think the turrets we have already help with that a fair bit.
Over. We're on it.
Engines primed.
Roger that.
So let's try to get up to this.
Right, sir. Our way, sir. I am Sith.
Because typically they don't tend to throw in all of the ISPs at once. If they do, I have other things to deal with them. If they don't, then I'm not as worried about them.
Searching for aircraft. On the way.
Yeah, they do have the VAT in, so let's
Switch to
send them out.
radioactive missiles.
Nope, you're gonna deploy, and you're gonna come out.
Yes, Commander. We're on our
Okay,
way.
let's get this turret.
On it, sir.
We
Roger
secure
that.
a build pad.
Ready.
You captured
Come on.
Engines activated.
thermal laser tower.
Receiving orders.
At last we will have.
The Nelvaan map is older. It's
Warm up. I sense.
it's not super old.
Aerial artillery
Like it's
reporting.
from the 2020s, I think. It's definitely, I think it's one of Keelhaul's earlier maps.
Ready for orders.
At least the layout. I can never remember which one of these came first, but it's one of the ones that has been in a few different layouts. Well, it's similar-ish.
Charge.
Squadron moving out.
Do you check?
Okay, do I just get a turbo laser here?
I got it,
I suppose I can. Let's get repairs.
sir. Delay me no more. I await your awaiting instructions. Choose your
And I need to make sure we actually take this.
feel your anger.
We secure a build pad.
Okay, can I actually capture this now too?
Ready for
Let's
combat.
get back to.
I copy.
There we go. You think that just navigators like Vanya and Sherry are something eligible to make it into the mod? With them, it's more that there's not necessarily an obvious way to use them.
Ready.
Like that's the more difficult part.
Armor advancing.
Oh, are they? Oh crap! They got the land.
Checking sector.
I didn't think they actually managed to, but let's just get out of here. So that might mean we have to push. Why? Like, what's going on with? Is there like a broken spawner there?
Confident.
All right. Well, they're mostly landing on that side. I'm gonna just get these guys back.
Yes, Commander.
That could end up being a problem, but
Right. Armor advancing.
Yes, sir. Destination received.
okay, just take cover.
Welcome
Maul.
to battle.
So now they're not gonna get this landing zone anymore, at least.
Sith. Awaiting orders.
And I can probably start trying to
Forward.
Roger that.
We secure a build
make
Weapons loaded.
build pads over here.
Get ready. Roger. Right.
All right, pull back.
Let's go. Moving.
Pull back, and then you can get those.
Away.
Right, so let's start going down this path.
unit
Uh,
destroyed. We secure a build pad. Unit
Your orders.
destroyed.
Where's Maul? Okay,
Unit destroyed.
that could have been much worse.
I sense your terror.
At the ready.
Unit
Yeah, they have something there. That's annoying. Okay, so one of you is gonna have to go over here, actually. So I'll send most of you back here. One of you is going this way.
Awaiting orders.
And let's get
Torpedo launcher
you farther this way.
Will you join me?
Unit
Do we have
destroyed.
both of them here?
Unit
Yes. Okay.
destroyed.
Standing by.
Unit
Affirmative.
destroyed.
Do you tremble?
Maul, you're
Let's
nearly
the
done that.
killing begin.
Okay, no one take cover. Everyone run.
We
Right away.
secured a build pad.
Attacking. Firing. Moving out.
All right,
Heading
let's
out.
go back here and let's deploy. Then I suppose... Oh, that's actually a great place for artillery.
Ready to
We
receive
lost
orders.
a landing zone.
Now you can take cover. Maul, go down here, because then you can start force rumbling them.
Pirate skip
And we
here.
can start getting
Under attack.
Turret constructing.
stuff back here.
Ready for battle. Take cover.
We secured
Deploy and then bomb that.
We lost a landing zone.
Turret constructing.
Awaiting your orders.
Okay. Get back here, Maul.
Construction complete.
You should be fine there. Just got to keep an eye on the bar at the top.
Yes, Commander.
Ooh, okay. No, you get out of there.
I'll follow you.
You don't...
Construction complete.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to run you away.
Copy. Fall out.
Comlink
Did
active.
they... Oh, no, that's not how artillery works. You're not a melee unit. You are not a melee unit.
Destroyed.
Get out of there.
I await your instructions.
Okay.
Look
Get
out,
back here.
everyone.
Oh, shit.
Form up.
Engines prime.
Our base is
Okay,
under
there you go.
Destination ahead.
Let's... Yeah, let's try to...
Beginning attack.
Let's try to get our heroes back to this. I don't know where they're gonna bombard, and that could be the end of Maul, though.
Unit
Awaiting orders.
destroyed.
I copy. Enemy targeted.
Reporting. Moving to fire. Targeting. In my sights.
Copy. Let's move out.
Well, that's sad. Okay, can you just keep shelling those?
Destroyed.
Copy.
Why do the Hutts lose the speeders and the disruptor bikes in TR? Part of it is just era prevalence of different units.
Your orders.
A lot of those specific choices were, I think, made by Nolan.
Unit destroyed.
So I'm not super familiar with the exact reasons for some of them.
Let's move out. Standing by.
Hey, Josh.
Our base is under attack.
This is a rough one. But I think we're nearly done. It's just this whole situation of there being some spawner that didn't
Yes, Commander.
properly die is the real issue we ran into.
Unit destroyed.
I await your instructions. Yes, sir. Brigade standing.
I'm not sure what that could have been though.
Torpedoes online.
Okay, you gotta
Enemy sighted.
Destroyed.
all in there. Again, we haven't used the bombardment, and there's not much else for them to attack. Okay, no, you're about to get hit by stuff.
Unit
You don't want the ISPs in on this.
Awaiting orders.
Your orders. Order acknowledged.
Oh, get back here. Where are you going?
We're on our way.
Copy.
Awaiting your orders.
Can I? Yeah. Nope. We don't have the hand mash.
Commander.
Hand mash, I think, is what people call that in universe.
Enemy range. I await your instructions.
Maul. Okay, he's got it. He's got it. He's doing the right thing. He's doing the right thing. There we go. Okay, Maul is not dead.
Executing
We made it.
orders.
We killed Keller. There's a few units we've lost. And we lost the light. Okay, so they must have used the bombardment on the light factory. I just missed that.
Reporting.
So that's cool.
recruiting soldiers.
Let's get a heavy factory this time.
Construction.
It's 270. They do have interdiction, so I don't want to just jump into that. But we're about to see more spies. Huh. I don't like either of those fleets. Ooh, I actually kind of like this fleet. I just don't have anything to defleet it with. That's indefeatable. All right, well, we're going to leave it there for today's episode. We're going to keep going here on Twitch, though. So for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. Hope you're enjoying the series so far, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.